Ram Ram students, my name is Archana Sharma. In the world of astrology, I am known as astrologer Arch Krishna and I own Arch Krishna Cosmic Patterns Academy of Astrology India. All those students who wish to join us and learn astrology from the scratch can hold my hand to proceed towards research. I'll give you baby steps and will take you ahead in the world of astrology. Will teach you how to read birth charts. So these are going to be interactive classes online though. You may ask as many questions as you want and get all your doubts clear even in between the session, the live sessions which we are going to have. Once you become student of my academy, you will be allowed to sit in all the batches which are appropriate for you according to your level of knowledge. You can repeat the course as many times as you want. In fact, I myself encourage all students to repeat the course at least thrice. My basic motive is to teach and to make students learn and read the birth chart accurately. I always emphasize on staying with the basics. Students, I have met many other people, of course, inside the world of astrology only. Those people who used to say that they have spent 10-15 years, they have studied astrology. Still, they are not able to read the birth charts accurately. They are not able to apply all the rules and regulations which we are being taught in astrology. I don't know why. So that was my main reason to start teaching. Now I am staying with the purpose and holding hands of my students tightly. I am giving them baby steps so that they can learn properly, learn the basics and learn the predictive astrology as well. So I would recommend you to watch all my videos on my other channel before calling me or before contacting me for this course or any other query, any other doubts. I'm happy, I'm delighted to clear all your doubts, even if you are not my student. All my channels are dedicated to astrology students. In fact, I am a teacher who is made. In fact, I am a teacher who is made on purpose to give directions to all the students. In this video lecture, we will open up 8th house and we'll discuss about money and wealth which comes to native through different means. 8th house deals with the wealth received by native without his own hard labor. So wealth which is being received or accumulated through self efforts is shown by 2nd and 11th house and their lords. So their opposite houses, which are 8th house and 5th house, and their lords, indicate wealth which comes in any native's life through inheritance, speculation, games of luck. So actually, they are not putting any efforts in earning these. However, it must be admitted that gaining wealth through speculation do require mastering some basic knowledge or techniques. We'll discuss this in other video lecture about 5th house. Coming back to 8th house, which also gives money, but the highlighted point is that money which is coming from 8th house cannot come without putting the native in a tormented situation. especially if it comes under the slab of unearned riches. Inherited wealth, as it comes under the slab of unearned money, the native has not done anything to earn it, but the parents have put in the hard work. So now see, father comes from ninth house, mother from fourth house, and second house shows the status of one's family. For getting inheritance, native's eighth house should be benefited by PAC of benefics. If it comes under the benefics effect, then inheritance will come. If it comes under malefic PAC, then there could be a struggle. So, father's wealth from 10th house, mother's wealth from 5th house, and family's wealth through 3rd house. These houses and their lords have to be strong. If the native's parents hold any wealth or status, any household properties, any kind of properties, only then they can give it to the native. Else, from where the inheritance will come? So, legacies are also part of inheritance only. But sometimes it is coming from somebody else also, apart from parents. So, legacies include various forms of unearned income like insurance, gifts, will of deceased person, may not be a parent, etc., and are denoted by all these combinations given on the slide. There could be many more permutations and combinations. So, if we talk about the karmas inherited through generations from father's lineage, is seen in the ninth house in Akshavedamsha, which is D45 chart. While that inherited from mother's lineage is seen in Havedashamsha, D40 chart, and its fourth house. So, students, without checking the divisional charts, we cannot move further, be it any kind of analysis. Another kind of unearned income is dowry, which comes through 8th house only. So, wealth through marriage is called dowry, but it's only for male natives. Male natives gets this kind of wealth through their wife's family. So, if 8th house, 5th house, 10th house are strong and shows richness of wife's parents, only then one can get the dowry or financial gains through marriage. 8th house is wife's family, 9th house is family's wealth, mother comes from 10th house, in fact, mother-in-law of the native comes from 10th house, so her wealth comes from 11th house. 3rd house is native's father-in-law or wife's father, and 4th house will tell about the status of father's wealth, father-in-law's wealth. So, all these houses and their lords should show some kind of richness or at least willingness to give money to their son-in-law. So, demanding or accepting dowry is illegal. This should not be promoted, but it's given in unearned riches through 8th house. So, that's why we are reading it, we are analyzing it. Then another kind of wealth which comes from 8th house, interestingly, it's buried wealth. So, students, nowadays buried wealth does not exist, but when astrology was written, at that time it was seen from 8th house only. So, it could be native's wealth or someone else's wealth, not earned by native themselves. All the combinations given on the slide are important. In addition to these, 8th house, 8th lord, Mars, Venus, and especially Saturn should also give permission so that native can get the buried wealth. So, students, these were some kind of unearned wealth a native may or may not get during their lifetime. All these kind of factors are coming from the birth chart. We can check that. Students, I have written many articles and I have prepared many authentic notes for all of you, for my students as well as other astrology students who can get the help through these articles. They can read, try to memorize, understand it. If you are not able to understand it, then ask your seniors, your teachers. I am also open to clear your doubts. Then you can make notes with your hands in your notebook. Prepare your subject as any other subject, as it's a simple study. Astrology is a simple subject. You have to prepare it. Only then you would be able to read the birth charts. You can go to Arch Krishna blogger and check for many articles I have posted for all of you. So when we are talking about 8th house, we have touched 8th house. So the most important part of 8th house is longevity, and the end of longevity is death. Although both these topics doesn't come under unearned riches, still I would like to tell you a few things. All the students, please prepare notes, revise this video again and again. I would be posting more video lectures for all of you on houses, planets, and many other aspects which I think students should learn. So the aspect of longevity is studied through the prime determinants. Saturn is standing first in this row. The whole game is being guided by Mool Trikon sign. Now students, please pay attention that this Mool Trikon could be any Mool Trikon, any planet's Mool Trikon. And it's only one method. There could be many other methods through which we can calculate the length of any native's life. I have prepared few articles on Arch Krishna blogger. You can go and read and get the benefit of all those articles. So if a Mool Trikon is placed in ascendant, the ascendant lord is the prime determinant of longevity. If not, then we have to go towards the 8th lord. If there also we are not able to find any Mool Trikon, then we have to go towards 12th house. I mean to say 12th lord has to be Mool Trikon sign. If this is also not Mool Trikon sign, then the Saturn comes in the role. It would become the primary significator of longevity. Now note down few points. I mean to say few sub points. If the prime determinant of longevity are fairly strong and functional benefic planets closely influencing the prime determinant of longevity, the native gets a good lifespan of around 85 years. 85 years. Wow. If prime determinants of longevity are weak, but functional benefic influence is there, the native gets a good lifespan of around 75 years. 75 years is also not very short. And so on. So all other students who are not studying with me, they should think about this method. And my students shall prepare their notes after watching the video again and again. Keep it on the repeat loop and then they can discuss it. But I would discuss any kind of method or any kind of doubt only when you have done your pre-class works. Do not come naive. So now the end of the longevity is called death. The prime determinant should be afflicted. Prime determinant of longevity, of course, should be afflicted during transit, supported by dasha and antardasha. Planets in 8th house aspecting, and if no tenant or aspect is there, then 8th house Lord indicates the illness which becomes the cause of death. So death inflicting planets for 12 different ascendants. You can read this article which I have gathered for all the students. It's on my blog. I'm putting the link under the video. After understanding it, you can memorize it, note down with your hands. Taking prints are not recommended, as on repeat loop I'm telling all the students not to take prints, because prints are usually thrown here and there. And I would recommend that before reading this article, you should read another article also about functional, malefic and benefic planets for every ascendant. That is also being uploaded on my blog. After given a well-observed time to digest this, you can pour your queries. You can, if it is urgent, you can send me a WhatsApp, but email is preferable. If the answers are short and crisp, I can respond you through email only. And if it is an interesting topic, then I would certainly like to shoot another video. I will prepare a astrology lecture for you. After given a well-observed time to digest this, you can pour your queries through mails. If the answers are short and crisp, I will respond back through mails, or maybe I can send you a voice message. If it is very urgent, I'm completely open to receive your messages through WhatsApp. You can join our courses, another course which is going to start from 1st of May. You're most welcome to sit down with me and learn astrology. Thank you so much, students, for being with us and showing such a great patience. Learn astrology as a simple subject, and I'm there to support you. Thank you so much.